Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're very fortunate to welcome you to this special session of the Seoul Digital Forum, Media Big Bang and its Impact on Politics. I'm Professor Rachel Gibson from the University of Leicester in the UK, and it's my great pleasure to host this session and say a few words on the topic myself, as well as introducing the speakers that we've been fortunate enough to gather together for this occasion. We have a great lineup, as I'm sure you'll have seen from the programme, and the conference organisers should be congratulated heartily for putting together such an interesting group of experts. I know that I'm personally looking forward very much to hearing their thoughts on the session theme, particularly in light of the upcoming elections that you'll be having here in South Korea later this year. So without further ado, I'll briefly introduce our speakers to you. The plan is that they'll each have 10 minutes to give a short presentation, and then afterwards we'll have a question and answer discussion. So it's my great pleasure to introduce, in the order in which they'll be presenting, Professor Seok-Jin Liu. Professor Liu is a Professor of Political Science at Sogang University here in Seoul. He specialises in the Internet and politics and international political economy. Prior to his assuming his current position at the Sogang University, he worked as a research fellow in the Sejong Institute, and prior to this he attained his master's and PhD in political science at Yale University. He's published extensively on the topic of new media and democracy and worked with key members of government and government agencies, including the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade and the Prime Minister's Policy Evaluation Committee. And according to my recent reading of some recent news reports, he's also conducted a very interesting study of internet users in Korea and their online political habits, which I think he's going to give us some insights into in the course of his talk, as well as the broader picture of Korean politics online. Our second speaker is Mr. David Winston. Mr. Winston is the president and founder of the political consulting company, the Winston Group, and he has a wide and varied experience of working with politicians, their staff, government officials, parties and media organisations through his extensive advisory work in Washington, D.C. with key members of Congress, including the House of Representatives Conference Chair, and also the Speaker of the House, who is advised on matters of social and tax policy. Mr. Winston has been a senior fellow at the Heritage Foundation, a leading conservative think tank in the US, as well as the European Ideas Network, which is a prominent think tank working with European parliamentarians. He's the author of a number of publications, including the intriguingly titled chapter Digital Democracy and the New Age of Reason, which was published in 2003 by MIT Press. He's taught at a range of institutions